Welcome YouTubers. New project here that I'm doing to make some money so I can buy some parts for my truck. I did some work for a fellow, my friend of mine, and payment, he gave me this trailer, and he's a fence builder, and so he's used this trailer for, I don't know, he's probably had it, I don't know, 10 years now anyway. Replaced the plank flooring with checker plate, and it's already rusted through in spots, so it was pretty well shot. And this was the reason he gave up on it. This is the spindle. I'll show you the hub and this was a mess. What happened is his rear seals went out on the wheel, and the bearings went dry, and everything fell apart. So I just took the backer plate off, and I'll show you the mess that I've got. Don't know if I'm going to have to replace the spindle or not, but this is what happens when a rear or wheel seal fails. Look at that grease. There's brake shoes in there. These had electric brakes on it. That is incredible. That's how much grease blew in there. And he had bearing buddies on it, and so the bearing buddies just kept forcing grease as it went through. Here's the drum, and you can see it took a nice big chunk out of the drum as it failed. And other than that, it really didn't. Well, I haven't really cleaned it up to look at the surfaces of the drum, but that alone, along with the outer part of that hub, is just pretty well shot. So just an amazing thing that you should keep an eye on. I mean, I haven't taken a look at this side yet to see. You can see he's still got the bearing buddy on that side, but I noticed there was some grease on the back side of that hub when I was taking off the other side. So it's going to have to be an issue, and I don't know with this spindle. I thought I could just unbolt it and put a new one bolted on, but you can't. It's actually a welded on spindle. So I've got to cut. This is the back race. I've got to get it off. It's welded itself on, so I'm going to try heating it and see if I can bang it off. There are some nasty grooves up and through here, but I don't know if it's actually ruined the seat where the race or where the bearings go. You've got a bearing in here, and you've got a bearing that slides back in here. This one will be alright, because the race is still there and the spindle hasn't been damaged. But up front, where the hub come up against this whole spindle, it rode up against it, and it cut grooves in it pretty hefty. But they're in this portion of the spindle, right up in here. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but I've never replaced a welded on spindle like that. I have no idea what's involved. I suppose you cut the weld in the back, and of course this plate comes off, and I won't need that plate if I'm not going to put brakes on it, which I'm not gonna. And this spindle probably just slides up in that tube, and they just weld around the outside edge of that spindle. That's my guess. That would be how you would center it. But anyway, that's what I'm doing right now. I haven't done much on the truck. I got a job here. Mower caught fire. Not my mower. It's somebody I'm doing some work for. Burned up the oil tube and actually burnt the fuel line off. If you can see that, it's hard to see kind of. Burnt the fuel line right off. It didn't catch fire. It's just amazing. But it's a mess. I got to replace harnesses, and you can see the wiring there is just all gone. I mean, the insulation. So got to do that. Might have to put a starter on. She said it was kind of hanging up, so I might have to do that, but that's a project too that I'm involved with. Here's all my parts. I've got everything degreased, waiting to be shot with the zinc emulsifier. I got me a new shock link here. See, I got my parts come in. Got that. Show you my U-bolts. The only problem with my U-bolts is they're the right size. Let me go get one of the old ones. Oh, it's right here. I got one set right here. Here's the old one. The old one and the new one. A little bit of length difference, isn't there? Which is not a problem, except for where the threads. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the threads right there end. So I've got a die that I can, or a tap, yeah, it's a die, and I can run threads up. What I'm going to do is, you can see where it's kind of worn on the old U-bolt up to that point, so I think I'm going to run about another ½ an inch up on each arm of the U-bolts, but they are the right size, you know, so that's cool. These are hard. I mean, these are little. I mean, you may think, "Whoa, that'd be easy, just go to the auto parts store." It's like, no way. The U-bolts that for today's springs are like twice as wide as that, you know, they're just huge. But anyway, I got those. There's a spring for replace my spring to my brake shoes. I've got the kits for my brake cylinder. Got those. There's my rear brake cylinder things. Wheel cylinder kit. Anyway, that's about it for now. Those are all the parts pretty much that I got. I was thinking there was more. Oh, I got little plugs for the back of the backer plate. And just seal off where you adjust your wheel cylinder. Anyway, I got all that stuff. Well, I tell you, there wasn't much parts there, and it was like $117 with shipping. It's like, dang. That's what I mean. It just takes lots of money to do this. And that just was just a few basic parts. I got the bushings for that link arm too. They're back here. You can see those. They only sent me one set, which I called them and told them about, and they're going to send me another one. So I got those, but I mean, there isn't much. And you've got, you know, $117. So, but that's what it takes, I guess. So just a little at a time, and you just keep going and move forward. So I'm kind of anxious to get everything here reassembled. My brakes all back together and all that and stuff. But I've got these bolts here that I've got to paint up first. I want to get these just where the nut part of it is, or it's, you know, I don't know what it is, but anyway, the shoulder. Those are all I'm just going to paint black, and because those go inside that that backer plate to hold the shoes on. So, but I get that back, and then I'll just be able to reassemble stuff. So, anyway, that's where we are for now. I try not to make these long videos anymore. So, you guys have a nice evening, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. See ya.